I am handling aircraft structures lab for 5th semester aeronautical engineering students. So before going to the actual demonstration of the experiments, I would like to give a small introduction about aircraft structures lab. The students in 5th semester would have already learned material science and aircraft structures 1 and strength of material in the previous semesters. So in that they would have gained small knowledge about material sciences, elasticity and rigidity of the materials, deflection properties of the materials. So in this lab, they are going to learn about various bending natures, symmetrical bending and unsymmetrical bending. So first of all, you will see what are the various sections involved in this lab. So we have closed sections and open section. The closed section means the material is covered all over the body and some of them are hollow structures, gaps inside, and some will be having materials inside. So these are called rods or beams, and these structures are called hollow pipes or hollow shafts. Open section, one end of the portion will be open. So when the load is applied, the deflection will be different from the closed section. So these are C channel, I section, T section and Z section. So from simpler beams to complicated beams, these are the basic structures for as called closed beams and open beams. Many aircraft structures like wings, fuselage, tail sections are complicated structures but basically formed through the elementary structures like these examples. In this we have two types of bending. One is symmetrical bending and another is unsymmetrical bending. If we cut the cross section into two axes, x axis and y axis, and if both the parts are mirror image of each other, then they are called symmetrical image. For example, in this diagram, if you have the first half is similar to the bottom half. In this left hand side of is similar to the right hand side. So these are called symmetrical sections. And if you take unequal T flanges like this, y axis and x axis, the both sections are not similar. So these are called unsymmetrical sections. And complicated structures are like this also is called unsymmetrical structures. So when load is applied in each of the structures, the deflection will be different. So the students will learn deflection experimentally and compare the values with theoretical values like this, and they will improve their knowledge. Next we are coming to the beams type. So there are basically four types of beams. Two supporting edges and having one beam like this is called simply supported beams. One end is rigidly fixed and one is open to the load. This structure is called cantilever beam. Two supports are there. The beam is extending over the support and overhanging like this. This is called overhanging beams. And finally, if two ends are rigidly fixed and the load is applied, then this is called fixed beams. First experiment of the aircraft structures lab. This is deflection of beams experiment. So in this apparatus we have a mild steel beam of 1 inch thickness with of 5 mm thickness and 1 meter length. So this is called dial gauge indicator. Minute deflections can be measured using this indicator. So this is weight hanger and these are the slotted weights. So in this experiment what we are going to do, we are having a 1 meter length beam. In the center of the beam we are having the weight loading section. At 2 points we are measuring the deflection using the dial gauge indicator, and these are the support systems. So first one, without any load, we are noting down the reading using the dial gauges. So the first reading, I am placing one slotted weight in the weight there, and we can see the deflection here. So after the weight, there is a deflection in the dial gauge indicator. So these 2 points are to be noted. And second reading, I am adding one more weight. So while adding the weight, the dial gauge will have the deflection. So you can see watch the deflection through the dial gauge. And similarly, If you check the reading, I am adding the third weight. So we are having the deflection here and here. So by noting down the deflection through the dial gauge indicator, we are calculating the deflection. We are calculating the deflection experimentally, and after calculation we are going to compare it with the theoretical values.